What's up, guys? MoneyManD here, back with another coin video. Today we got a bunch of awesome, we got coins, bill, we got an egg bill, and then we have some kind of tokens, challenge coins. Really cool thing, this is all Hawaiian themed. This is all stuff. We had some family that went trip to Hawaii, brought me back some awesome stuff. So yeah, we got a bill, that's the best one, I'll show at the end. But first of all, kind of the only real coins, quote unquote, is this set that I got, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. And then we have the set with two Washington quarters. Most national parks have these that were featured on coins. As you know, every state had a national park that they put on a quarter from 2010 to 2018, right? 2010 to or 2021 technically. Well, no, 2020 until 2020 because 2021 was a national park. So anyways, we got two really cool. Of course, these are the Hawaii quarters. They're made they're made in the continental U.S. They're not made in Hawaii, but they showcase that. So all we got the front, of course, same front. Nothing changes with the Washington quarters. The old portrait, and that got this is the Philadelphia Mint mark, and this is the Denver, and it's got the reverse showing. It'd be a little bit hard to show. I'll have to show it a little bit. So we got 2012. We got basically a Hawaii volcano like erupting. That's what it's supposed to be. And the mintage on these are, a little bit low. If we look at the 2010 is all the 2010s are pretty low mintage. Same thing with the 2011s, except for Chickasaw. It's not that. Chickasaw, I think is right. 2011. 2012 again low mintage except for the Alaska one, and then 2013 as well has nothing. Okay, so that's it. So yeah, 2010, 11, 12 kind of have most of them are better. And this guy only has 46.2 million on the Philadelphia made and 78.6 million Denver made. So Denver is a little more common, but 46 million is pretty low for a quarter because now we have 100 or something, 200 million. How many? Let's see. Yeah, the 2021 quarter was 460 million total. So to have, or it was 160 in NP. So it is pretty low vintage. Not worth too much, anyways. And we got Hawaii National Park, and I'll show the thing again. Get the name, and we got some nice picture on the back. On the back of it, we have Hawaiian honey creepers. Talking about a bird. There, which is pretty cool. Not sure if you can see that well. And then we got, of course, I'll show you the reverse is the same. The Denver one looks really nice. I don't know why for some reason, but that Denver one looks really cool compared to the Philadelphia one. Is not the best. And there's a better shot of the volcanoes. And that's supposed to be lava flowing down. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then this was first established in 1916. Yeah, it says they definitely are meant to stay up. No point grading them. They're nice condition. And then it shows we get some more writing on the inside. I'm not going to bore you with that, but just talks about this stuff. It's pretty interesting though. And then the governing agency's National Park Service. More than 90% of Hawaii's native flora and fauna are only found on the Hawaiian Islands. 25 species of endangered plants, including 6 species of endangered trees. 400 species of native plants and 40 species of native birds. The Kamehameha butterfly is Hawaii's state insect and is one of only 2 butterflies found in Hawaii that are native to the islands. And then the main one, it's 333,000 acres. Pretty big. I'll show the map right here. Yeah, it's pretty hard to see. I'm trying to find out. It's the Hawaii Volcano National Park. It's huge. You can't. It's on the Big Island of Hawaii. There, that's where it is. And then there's a rough kind of map of it. But facts, Kilauea, which I believe is one of the main ones. Yeah, the Kilauea, which is also in the quarter, erupted nearly 50 times in the last 100 years with ongoing eruptions since 1983. And then more than 500 acres of land has been added to the Hawaiian Islands from the ongoing lava flows. And then Mauna Loa, last erupted in 1984, and there's 66 miles of paved road and 155 miles of marked trails. That's pretty cool. It's just crazy how that since the lava is flowing, it's creating more land. So more than 500 acres is crazy. 500 more than 500 acres of lava just from Kilauea. So pretty cool little set. Moving on to the next one, we'll stay on the Hawaii volcanoes thing. This is a National Park Series challenge coin. This is a little bit bigger. I mean, I don't really know what the diameter is, but it is probably roughly the diameter of a silver dollar, or an ounce of silver maybe. I'll show it under the scope. This one, this is number 31 out of 63. And then it just talks about, first of all, I'll show the front. I'll show the front pretty good. It's a little hard to see. Okay, it's better on this camera then. So it says Hawaii volcanoes, and then it has some volcanoes right there. I really like the colors too. It's got like a volcano with some steam and then lava flowing down. And then on the back, it just says National Park Series, the Walkabout Collection. Let's see where, yeah, it says it really a little hard. It's gonna be a little sideways, but I just like the design. Like, look how, like, it's 3D. Like, it's really nice, high relief on these challenge coins. I think they did a great job. Look at that. Show a little better here too. You can see the high relief on those volcanoes. Like, it's just crazy. The front will focus too. Hawaii volcanoes. There you go. That's a nice picture. Cool. So that is the challenge coin for that specific one. And then we have another one. Is a collectible coin, which is a little bit different, a little bit smaller. This guy is probably closer to the size of about $1/2. None of these are silver, unfortunately. They don't make them. I mean, yeah, I don't think they make those. Another one thing. This one I might be able to show a little better. So first of all, it says Hawaii volcanoes. There we got one of them. Kind of see a little bit sideways. Unfortunately, it's just because of the. I can't pull. I wish I could pull the thing out a little bit. Okay, so we got one of them there, and then we just got some like lava flowing at the bottom, and this is the national park. And then the reverse is pretty cool. It says World Heritage Site, International Biosphere Reserve, 1916. So, as you can see, World Heritage Site. Nice, a specific bird there. 1916 was when the park opened. National Biosphere. Cool. All right. So, I also had some more. So I've opened up the Wikipedia page. You see anything cool? Yeah, Kilauea. These are two active. So Mauna Lua. As I say it. It's the world's largest shield volcano. It's crazy. And then the summit to Kilauea was closed 2018. I remember that. Yeah, so pretty cool. About 1.5 million people visit every year, or maybe that's total. Maybe total. And the climate and everything. That's crazy. We got footprints from the 1700s. That's crazy. And then, next thing, we have another national park. Let's put this stuff over here. So next we have the Haleakala National Park. So pretty cool. Starting off with this, we'll show the collectible coin first. Haleakala, I should mention. Also, it's in Maui. Maui, yeah. Which is named after, guess what? A dormant volcano. Yeah. About 1 million visitors, I guess, a year or so. Anyways, we'll show one. And it says Haleakala. Why it's a little bit laggy. Haleakala National Park. So pretty cool. We got it right there. And then basically the main thing is how tall it is. It's 10,023 feet high up. Established 1961. And the reverse just says Haleakala National Park. There's some pretty cool stuff. Kipahulu District, I believe is how you say that. Man, it's laggy. I don't know why. Haleakala, we got a cool bridge. And then some more. Yeah, unfortunately, camera positioning is not the best. Anyways, yeah. So it is, yeah, 10,000 feet high, which is crazy. Is this guy plugged in all the way? Okay, alright. Yeah, I believe I've been up there before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been up there before. So it's pretty cool. It was originally part of the Hawaii National Park with the volcanoes and stuff. But then it made into a separate one because it's in a different island, right? Yeah, it's in a different island. So just making sure. Yeah, that's the big island. This is in Maui, so it's one island over still. And then we have some more stuff. This is another. We got these is the National Park Series Challenge coins. We got the Haleakala. I really love the colors on this. Like the Haleakala, the colors, and then the relief on this is a little bit hard to see, but it's just got really nice relief. The National Park Series, again, we got some more. So on the front, more. We got volcanoes in the back as well. Yeah, more volcanoes. That's the main little attraction right there is the volcanoes. Yeah, I mean, I could try to show it under here, but yeah, it's being a little sus. So that's pretty cool. I love this. Awesome. And then we have a second one. Actually, there's a second Haleakala National Park, because I believe, because it's so big. How many acres is it? Just tell me. It is 33,000 acres, which doesn't compare to the almost 10 times amount than the other one, but it's still a really big thing. But they also have, not only do they have the thing, they have a tropical rainforest, which is pretty cool. So this is a challenge coin from the same park, but it's showcasing a different thing, with that being the Haleakala Kipahulu District National Park. So you can see up there we got the rainforest, and really, that's a very famous waterfall right there. The camera's gonna focus. There it is. Look at that. I love it. I mean, like, again, just these colors are awesome. The relief. Swap this around. Then we got some more stuff there, trees and walkway. Pretty cool. Awesome stuff. And then finally, the last sort of challenge coin thing is this, which is, I'm gonna butcher this name. This is the, okay, Pu'u Anua o Hananua National Historical Park. Yes, Pu'u Hanua o Hananau. Something like that. Yeah, unfortunately, pronunciation is not the best. Again, this is Hawaii, big island. About 500,000 visitors, I guess, a year. And then 400 acres. So we got a really cool, first of all. Let's focus. There it is. So we got that. You can just barely fit it on the thing. It's pretty cool. National Historical Park. Then become inspired by the authentic. Established 1961. So this is, again, National Historical Park. It preserves a site where up until the 19th century, Hawaiians who broke one of the laws could avoid death by fleeing this place of refuge. This is a refuge place of refuge for criminals, I guess you could say. The offenders would be, free to leave. Okay. This is also one of the only 4 places in Hawaii where the flag of Hawaii can officially fly alone without the American flags. You know, Hawaii is part of America, so they have to fly the American flag as a state, just like, you know, any other state, like Florida, Georgia, Mississippi. Everybody's got to fly the flag, except a few places. The Lolani Palace, right? I think it's Lolani Palace, Thomas Square, this one, and then the Mauna Ala, something like that. Anyways, pretty cool. It's really established 1955, and then it was renamed. And then this is an original thing that was built hundreds of years ago. Last person to be buried. Well, this is something different. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, we got statues and stuff. It's pretty cool. So yeah, the Hali U Kiwa Hai He Higa was an ancient thing built since approximately 1650, and then it was built by somebody, but it could have been as early as 1475, which is crazy. Um, and then it was the nobility were buried there until they got rid of the system. In 1818, the son of Kamehameha I was buried there. Has not been done yet. They haven't dated it exactly. There was remains in there, so I guess it was a graveyard that was used to kind of, now it was a place used as a graveyard, I guess, most recently, or a cemetery. Excavations, and then let's see what else. It was looted in 1825 and 1829. They removed the bones and hid them somewhere else, and then the bones were later moved. So the park was reconstructed in the 60s. That's why it says 1961. So it's a representation of what the park was. So it's pretty cool. And then I'll be back. Yeah. Oh, I'll see if I can show it. No, it's slow. But I'll be back in just a second. I like the shell. I'll be back in just a second with the Hawaiian bill. Alright, guys. So I got finally the last Hawaiian thing of the video, and probably my favorite thing. I mean, my favorite Hawaiian thing is the Hawaiian cord that I got. I love that coin. But this is a Hawaiian bill. And there's an interesting story with this. I'll show it on camera first. First of all, as you can see, it's a pretty regular $1 bill. First of all, it says series of 1935. However, these were made in 1942. But that's just a series number. First of all, silver certificate, of course. Most bills in the 30s were silver certificates. I think there was a few Federal Reserve notes. I'm not an expert on paper currency, but most of the stuff was blue, or maybe there was red. Yeah, red was Federal Reserve, and then gold. There was no gold dollar bills, but there were the yellow gold ones for gold certificates. Anyways, it says silver certificate, and usually any 1935 bill would have blue ink, but this has a specific brown ink, as you can see. The serial number, the seal, and the other serial number here is in brown, and that's a different ink that they use to print national bills, which is something different from like the like 20 years earlier or something like that. So basically what they did, they also added this. They added an overprint. It's called the Hawaii overprint note. Hawaii overprint, they added it there, and then finally the reverse of it, or I don't know what they call it in bill terms, is the regular dollar bill, except it has a Hawaii overprint where it starts here, Hawaii. So, story is Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor December 7th, 1941. And then Hawaii, as you know, is very far away from, the continental U.S. And we have Hawaii, which is in the middle of the ocean, halfway or more than halfway between the U.S. and Japan, I think. And after that, Japan was our enemies during World War II. So we had to protect our thing, and now we didn't have to worry about any. We did slightly worry. There was a very low chance of having an invasion on U.S. soil. Like, I mean, maybe California might have been a little bit of a problem, but Kansas wasn't going to get invaded anytime soon by the Japanese. It would be way too far. So, however, Hawaii, which was a part of the U.S., was a territory. It wasn't a state yet. It did not become a state until 1959, but it was a territory, and then it was still U.S. territory, or U.S. U.S. owned it. And the problem also was they had tons of resources and people there living there, civilians, military personnel, bases, because that was their the Pacific operating theater. That was their base because it was the closest. It was their thing. So, again, Japan invades, and we don't know if they're going to invade Hawaii yet, because I mean they just bombed Hawaii. It was a crazy attack, surprise attack. So we thought they were going to invade Hawaii, or we thought that they could invade Hawaii, and then we also have a lot of money there, so we have to come up with a solution to, we can't just take all the money out of Hawaii because people live there actually. So what they did is, let's see. Military Governor Emmons Carlton Emmons, who was the governor, issued he recalled all dollars, so any U.S. paper money, maybe even coins, um, had to that were U.S. had to you have to get rid of them. Um, you can save $200 for payroll purposes, and you can only possess $200 at a time, I believe. So, anyways, June 25th, 1942, they first issued these notes. They just changed it out. They issued a 1, a 5, a 20, and a 10. Yeah, they issue a brown treasury yield. Their numbers overprints were made. Yeah, okay, makes sense. And then the main purpose of you're asking why you do this is if Japan was invaded by, or Japan does invade Hawaii, they would have, they would capture the island, and they would have a lot of people there. I don't know how many people, a few thousands of people, I'm sure, a few thousand people were at Hawaii and living in Hawaii. So everybody in Hawaii would have these, which say Hawaii on it, and then guess what? We could say they're worthless, or we could just say we don't accept any Hawaiian dollar bills. So then now Japan, who was our enemy during World War II, cannot receive a large sum of our currency. It's not good to give your enemy, your adversary, your own money, because that could have happened. So that's what they did. They're made Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. It says San Francisco. I guess that's the DC. Again, I'm not too much on the bills. I don't know, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll learn some more. And then let's see. Yeah, they could declare them worthless because they all had a Hawaiian on it. And then Japan would have a lot of worthless currency. So would it be smart? And then they prohibited the use of non-overprinted notes and ordered all Hawaiian residents to turn the regular notes by July 15th, 1942. And then beginning on August 15th, 1942, no other paper U.S. currency could be used except under special permission. So basically, within 6 months or so after Pearl Harbor, they gave them these guys. Yeah. And again, it's the same thing, just now you have brown things. And all the same, the 5, 10, 20 are all the same. So, yeah. And then also, they were notes and issuance continued, so they used it until October 21st, 1944, and then by April 1946 they were recalled, but many were not destroyed because they were still legal tender, and then they're also collectible, and people collected them because like servicemen collected them and stuff. So that's what they did, and they destroyed a lot of them. They destroyed a lot. For quantity printed, $35 million, 200,000 star notes, 9.4 million $5 notes, 10.4 million $10 notes, and 11.2 million $20 notes, with 54,000 star notes printed for 20s. We do not know the star note quantity for 5s and 10s. And the 5 note star notes are definitely rare. I have never even seen a Hawaii star note. But the $5 are the most expensive of the 4 types, and of course the $1 is the thing. So it's crazy how a $5 bill is worth more than a $20 bill just because it's got two whole million less printed. So it's rarity right there. So it's a really cool story, and I always wanted once to have a Hawaiian coin, and this is the closest thing to a Hawaiian bill because they didn't actually have paper currency in the 1800s that Hawaii used. So yeah, I have quite a bit of paper currency too, so it's pretty cool. Next thing is a North African note. That's gonna be pretty cool. Which is the same kind of thing, except they did it in North Africa and Italy, and they used it. It's a little bit different purpose, but same kind of thought. We'll show it again too. It's in pretty good condition, honestly, for being over 80 years old. It does have a slight staple, I believe it's right there, and then it's got some staining on that side. Or where's the staple? Yeah, the staple's on the left side. The right side is not stapled. It just has that thing. And then the corner is actually in pretty good condition. I just know if you always look at the corners, they're not completely ripped. But also you can see the folds. You can see a big fold right there. There's 3 folds. Pretty common to have 3 folds. Also, tips. I don't know much about it, so consult a paper money dealer if you want to know a lot more about it. But I like to hold it up to the light, and I can see the 3 folds and the stuff, and that's the best way. That's how you can tell if there's holes in it, because holes can hide easily. And then again, we'll give you a shot of the reverse of the Hawaii over it. But it was a really cool note. I enjoyed it. Also, there was a short snorter too, which is another story for another day, which is pretty cool. I didn't get that one, but that was nice. So, yeah, paper money collection's growing. I'm not a paper money dealer, but I don't know. They got some pretty cool stuff. They're really nice, really beautiful. Paper money is quite expensive. We'll show what I mean here. Like you just like look how like look. I mean, this is 80 years ago, and look, we got security features in it. These are the security features. They have these little strips and stuff in there. It's really ahead of their time. Paper money. I mean, they've actually. It's not ahead of the time. They've had this for hundreds of years. Actually, they've had this thing in that. Yeah, close up the ink. Pretty good ink. But you can see this. You know, to stop counterfeiting, they put these little fibers. These little pretty hard to see fibers. You know, red, blue, pink, whatever, to stop the counterfeiting. And we got the brown seal. Yeah, Treasury. What does it say? The I have no idea what that is. That's Latin for something. This is not actually English. Anyways, and then we got to zoom in on that Hawaii. Boom. And then, yeah, we got the signatures, Treasurer of the United States, and we got the signature of Secretary of the Treasury, which is a different position. They do different things. And then we'll take a shot of the reverse. We got the big H, A, all that good stuff. So, pretty cool. There's the number. I don't know if that matters. 26 or 2860. Pretty cool. It's cut well, I would say. It's got a little bit on top and then quite a bit on the bottom. I don't know how that. I don't know exactly the cutting procedures on it, but you can see there's quite a bit on the bottom. Meanwhile, the front is actually really well cut. It's almost exact. It looks. It's a nice cut. So pretty cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this awesome video of Hawaiian. We got Hawaiian, you know, Hawaiian U.S. coins, not Hawaiian coins, Hawaiian U.S. coins. Hawaiian, you know, actual, the closest thing you can get to a Hawaiian bill. And got those challenge coins, really colorful stuff. So Hawaii's awesome. I suggest anybody if anybody can go to Hawaii. I think it's pretty cool. I've been there before, not recently, but I've been there before. It's pretty awesome. Really nice things to see in the different islands. You got the Big Island, Oahu, Maui, Kauai. The other ones are not too much stuff to do in the other ones compared to the big four. So that's it. Thank you guys for subscribing. Happy New Year as well. It's January 2nd as I'm recording this. I'm going to post it today as well. Happy New Year. Awesome stuff. Ready for the fun shows coming up in a few days. I'm excited for that. It's going to be, every fun show is the best. It just gets better and better every year. So yeah, and then hopefully collecting goals is just more. I'm getting close to hopefully next year I can complete my dance school album. So yeah, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.